Hi guys, and welcome to Laebony Tarot. Firstly, I'd like to start off by saying thank you all so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, and your subscribes. I really do appreciate it. If any of you would like to book a personal, all info is in the description box below. Please make sure you are exploring all avenues of information before reaching out to me, okay? And thank you all so much for your donations and things. I really do appreciate that. So today I actually wanted to talk about something. Okay, I may pull cards, at the end. I mean, I've got cards here, don't worry, I've got cards on deck, so I may pull cards, but I just wanted to talk about something today. I already asked the audience as well if they like it when I do my little talks, and they're like, yeah, so so here we are. So today I wanted to talk about, now, I know that I've mentioned love and Venus and shit like that before, but I don't think I've mentioned, this video is inspired by something that someone said to me today. And I feel like I kind of just want to know other people's versions of what they feel like the meaning is. So this is not like something where I want to debate with people, or I want necessarily for anyone to agree with me. I feel like I just want other people's perspectives. So yeah, so I will title this video "What is Love?" Okay, probably because that's what the subject is about. But someone said to me today, they said to me that they don't see love as an emotion, they see love as an action, because they said that love is an impulse. And I thought that was a really interesting statement. I was like, you don't see love as an emotion, you see it as an impulse. But I thought that was interesting because to me, impulse is emotion. It's an emotion, it's an action based on an emotion. Okay, so for example, in my opinion, you cannot act upon something unless you are feeling some type of way, and your feelings come from emotions. No, it's kind of like if you look at water and fire energy. It's one of the reasons why they say like those two elements don't work, because they're both temperamental, emotional elements. Okay, one is just more action orientated. One is like the fire energy is more like, I feel like this, so now I'm a do. Whereas like just water is just like water is just reacting to how you feel. And I guess fire energy is taking action to how you feel. But you see, either way you look at it, like every action causes a reaction, and every reaction causes an action. Like it's do you know what I mean? Like, where does it end and where does it begin? So I was thinking to myself, that's an interesting statement to make, because like, first of all, I don't feel like love can even be explained. Because it's kind of like being an empath, it's really hard to explain energy. Like for example, me, I read energy. So when I read cards, I'm reading so many different things. I could be reading the picture, the imagery, but a lot of it is just energy. I read what I feel. It's kind of like I read what I feel first, and then what I see. Then I've got like images in my mind, and I'm trying to convey the images. Then I've got messages and words in my head, like all shit is going on. So it's a combination of different things. So it's very hard to convey, to explain. So I feel like that's how love is. Like love is like an adventure. It's a journey. It's an experience. But it's kind of like you have to be in it in order to understand it. Because it's hard to explain it. Okay. But it's like a wave of different emotions. And so, because I was thinking to myself, how can you be in love but not have emotion toward, like, that doesn't make any sense to me, because you have to have an emotional reaction toward, like, somebody. For you to kind of have feelings towards somebody, having feelings, you have to feel. Okay, you have to feel something towards me in order to love me. No, as I you. If I don't make you feel anything, then you can't have an emotional reaction towards me, which means that you cannot then act on your impulse. Like, to me, when I think of impulse, I would attach it to the word lust. I would say that lust is an impulse. But again, you cannot, when you have desires, it's still a feeling. I guess it's less on the emotional, because when people think of the word emotions, people think like crying and shit. If you say, oh, she's real emotional, the first thing you're going to think is, oh, well, she's crying. Nobody says, oh, that person's real emotional. You think, oh my God, she's overly ecstatic. But you can be overly emotional but be like overtly happy. But people attach emotions to like to sadness or crying or sensitivity, which it is, but you can be emotional and be happy. Do you know what I mean? Like emotions is emotions. It's several different fucking things. Happy, sad, angry, excited, enthusiastic. It's different. It's a word that describes, several, like, that has several different meanings. Okay, there's several different states of emotions and emotional behavior. But you cannot be impulsive without being an emotional person. Okay, now, I mean, let's take this away from love for a second. Let's talk about, I don't know, I like to look at crazy people and investigate crazy people's minds and serial killers and shit. So I'm gonna take this to a serial killer level. Okay, I don't know if anyone has watched what is the program called? It's called The Woman Who Lives in the House from the Girl Across the Street in the Window. Something like that. It's got like a real funny, weird name, okay? So when you look at the name, you're like, what the fuck is this? But when you watch it, oh my God, okay? It's a real good show. I actually really wanted to talk about it with somebody, but what it is what it is. But anyway, there's a scene in that series. It's a very good series. I feel like that's the only series apart from Stranger Things that I have watched, and it's kind of like I haven't actually been able to work out what the fuck is going on. Because I always know who the killer is. I always know what the fuck is going on. Like that program, I was like, yeah, no. But it's like, it wowed me every fucking time. Like the ending was like, whoa, okay. So, but there's a scene in this series, okay, where there's a little girl that's left in the room in a prison cell with a man who eats and kills people. Now, we're not even going to get into that of why she was even left in there. Like, that's just because to this day, I'm still like, oh my fucking goodness. But her dad was a psychiatrist. And so he would go into the prison cells and like speak to the crazy people and interview them and shit. So she was, I'm not going to get into it. But basically, that man lived on impulse. Okay, so he could not tame his desires to want to kill and eat this little girl, because that's what he be doing. Psychopath behavior. They say the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is a sociopath knows what they're doing is wrong, but they do it anyway. So they have a conscience. They're able to feel guilt and shame. I don't feel like they're able to feel empathy, but they can feel guilt and shame towards something that they have done. Whereas a psychopath, they don't feel nothing. Like, they just be, it is what it is to them, okay? They feel like eating people and killing people and shit is normal, right? So you can say that in that case, that man didn't have love because we're going back to the whole saying of love, not this person who made this statement of love not being an emotion, right? It's an impulse. But so was that man in love with that girl? Like that's how you have to look at it. If love is an impulse, okay, and it's not an emotion, he went on his emotional, his impulsive urges to want to kill and eat somebody, okay? But does that mean that obviously he has a love for killing and eating? But then, when you're a loving person, you're emotional, you're empathic to a situation. So he didn't have a conscience. So to me, if you don't have a conscience, you're not able to feel love, no. But he had impulses though. But as we say, like, as I said from the beginning, like, in my opinion, you cannot have an impulse unless you feel something. So what did he feel towards the little girl why he wanted to eat and kill her? What did he feel? Because if love isn't an emotion and it's not a feeling, then what is it? How can you... Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, I don't even know if I'm conveying this correctly. I don't know if that was a bad example, but it's like I saw him as somebody who didn't have any love in his heart, because it was like rare. Like, you could have spared the little girl, man. You could have tried to kill the dad or some shit, but the little girl, you have no emotional. But then again, is that what love is to crazy people? Is it impulse? But you know, impulse comes from a feeling, okay? So, but feelings is a desire. So it's all, I don't know. It's this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's real hard to explain. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where I was going with that point. Because that's what I'm trying to say. Is kind of like, where do your impulses come from then? You know, because an impulse to me is like an urge. It's like you need to do something, but it's based on how you feel. Like, so for example, I could wake up and feel really enthusiastic and motivated and really energized. But again, I'm feeling these things, okay? And then because I'm feeling some type of way, then I'm acting on my feelings. I'm like, right, okay, I'm real energetic this morning, so I'm gonna do some exercises, you know? So I'll get up and I'll do exercises because I feel like I have energy. I feel like I'm in a good mood to do some shit. If I wake up and I feel miserable and I feel sad, then I may not feel like I want to do anything. So then I will not want to take action. Because to me, yeah, emotion is like, you feel something, but you don't necessarily act upon it. But then you do, because, you know, even not doing something is still doing something, because you're making a decision to lay around. Like, you know, even though you're at a time of rest, your mind is still active, because you're now laying in your sorrows and you're crying, or you're emotional. You may watch something or try to do something to distract yourself, but the brain is not dead. You're not dead. You're not motionless. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So even if you're not physically moving about, mentally you're all over the place. So there's always something that's reacting to something that you're doing or saying. Or do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like when they say still waters run deep. Just because the water ain't going all like this, it doesn't mean that there ain't fucking shit going deep down in the sea. Like, so yeah, I don't know, because I just kind of wanted to get people's opinions, I guess. Like, what is love to you? Like, can you explain it? Because I was even trying to explain it in a different sense, and I still thought, like, okay, I don't even know where the fuck I'm going with this. But because I'm just thinking to myself, like, I don't know. It's real weird. It's like I don't know, did I already mention this? But it's like lust. Like, I feel like if you were going to describe love would be more on the emotional side, and lust would be more on the impulse side, because to me, lust, impulse, it's a desire. It's like a pull. It's like you can't help yourself from doing something based on how you're feeling. You know? Because, like, if you think about the root chakra is red. That's Mars energy. That's action. But that's where your lust is. You know, your heart chakra is up here. Your heart chakra is more elevated than your root chakra. Your heart chakra is up here. It's green. And, you know, green is the color of healing. It's nature. So, again, love is very healing. Love is a... You know, but and the reason as well why I was thinking I don't feel like love is impulse, because... Again, as we've established, impulse is action, right? It's an action-orientated word. It's you act upon your thought or your feelings or whatever. But it's kind of like you could be in love with somebody for years and not act upon that emotion. So that's why I'm thinking to myself, well, how can love really be an impulse? Because not everybody who is in love acts on it. You know? So I was just thinking, like, I wonder why why that person said that, because it's kind of like, do they feel like when they're in love, they feel the need to act a certain type of way or make impulsive decisions? I don't know. Because I just don't feel like you can be impulsive without feeling anything. Now, someone could then mention animals and could be like, okay, well, animals don't have emotions and they're very impulsive because, you know, predators, they just hunt and they go on their basic instinct, their primal instincts, their desires, right? Cool, but who told you animals don't have emotion? Animals can get sad. Animals can feel pain. Do you think if an animal gets run over, they don't feel something, that they're in pain? But do you really feel like, because you see, people have nature and everything fucked up. Like, everything has intelligence. Fucking trees have fucking intelligence. Like, Without trees, we wouldn't be able to breathe. So there is intelligence within any living organism has intelligence within it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to fucking survive and shit. So people be speaking about animals like animals are dumb as fuck. Like, animals are more intelligent than us. Like, if a dolphin uses 20% of their brain, that dolphin is feeling shit. That dolphin's fucking telepathic. That dolphin's all kinds of things, because a dolphin uses more percentage of their brain than humans do. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But because we be talking and walking and doing all these things, it's kind of like we feel like we're more intelligent. Well, how? There's shit that animals can do that we can't fucking do, that we can't even comprehend. So, you know, who's to say that animals don't have emotion? Who's to say that animals just go based on their impulses? Who's to say that they don't have emotional responses and reactions to things? Some animals, they want to protect, but they have to feel something in order to want to protect their fucking their pack, their wolf pack, their cubs, their family, whatever. You know, animals, it's kind of like certain animals will do certain things when they feel threatened. When they feel like there is a threat. Like the animals that camouflage themselves, or like the skunks that spray fucking you know, sprays a disgusting scent in order to kind of thing. They are made up to how can I say? Well, you guys know where I'm going with this, okay? Because my mind is all over the place there. I'm thinking about so many different things today, and there's so much things I wanted to talk about, but that alone I want to start with, because that statement has been on my mind for the whole day, because I was just like, that's a very interesting it's an interesting description of love, because you get to see how a person processes things, especially if that's what I'm going to say on that. But yeah, so I guess I just kind of wanted to just know people's opinions on what they feel like love is, because I just feel like love cannot be explained. You know, it cannot be explained, but it's something that moves you. But you can't be moved by something unless you feel something. You have to have an emotional response. You know? I don't know. Did I make any sense? I'm like, did I fucking make any sense? Should we ask the cards? You know, what do you have to say in regards to this? Or just anything, really? But yeah. You know? Because I feel like, you know, when you're in love with someone, you want to nurture them, you want to protect them, you want to please them. But those are all feelings. Like, you feel protective over somebody, you know? But why do you feel the need to protect someone? Because you care about their well-being? Because you don't want to see them get hurt? Why would you care about them not getting hurt? Because that will make you sad, that will make you upset, that will cause an emotional reaction. You know, love, you know, someone can feel you and make you feel real happy and shit. Like, I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's just pull a card. Please and thank you. We've got rest. We've got rest, and then we've got you are a healer. So that goes back to my point earlier on when I was saying that just because, like, you could be in love with someone and not take action. You could be sad and not move, but it doesn't mean that your body's not reacting to your emotions, because a lot of people, like, you know, illnesses and shit manifest, okay? And they can manifest just based on a thought, because as they say, we create our own realities. No, I can think something and then it just manifests within my body. So I don't, you know, the mind is always active. Like, the mind never sleeps. So we are always reacting to something. But, you know, the mind reacts based on emotion too. Because, like, I could have something on my mind all day because I've had an emotional response to something that someone has said or something that someone has done. How that person has made me feel makes me think. But then again, without, you know, everything starts from here, because without the brain, the body wouldn't function. So the brain sends signals to the body on how they react. So it's real interesting how people, like, fucking convey, like, digest information. Because, you know, you're hearing something. Obviously, I guess it goes to your mind, and then your body has an emotional response to what the mind is thinking. Oh my goodness, of course. Sorry. Okay, let me just Let me just clarify this. Oh my, wow, you are a healer wanting to come out again and watch your words. Okay, interesting. So that could also be saying as well, like, you know, love is how you speak to somebody and how you address them too. You know, it's your mannerisms. But like I said, I spoke about the love being the heart chakra. You know, because that card is real green, but it's also very fiery. So like I said, I feel like there can't be one without the other. This is literally the two elements I was talking about. The root chakra with the red hair, and then the heart chakra with the green. And you see how she's got a little potion that she's got in her hand? We've got the page of emotions here, and then we've got the three of wisdom. Interesting. And then we got the Empress of Emotion. And then we got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Like I'm saying, two of the same. Or two different elements, but together, they balance each other out. I mean, I feel like impulse is a combination of emotion and action, no? But we've got the Empress of Emotions and the Page of Emotions. So we're talking about love here. So, and love has shown up. So again, love is I feel like the divine is saying love is a feeling, man. It starts from emotions. It starts from how you feel. Okay? Because I feel like when you are in love with somebody, they can really make you have an emotional response to something. But I feel like love is something that it's an emotion that you cannot control. There we go. I feel like a love is an emotion that you cannot control. That could be why the person said it's an impulse, because when you're impulsive, you're not in control. A lot of people who are impulsive, they just do and they think after. But again, what are you not in control of? Your emotions. People who are not in control of their emotions act impulsively. So it doesn't mean that you don't have emotions. It means that your emotions are so, like, with the Two of Wealth here, you know, traditionally that card is the guy who's trying to flipping juggle the pentacles. So yeah, if you're it's kind of like people who get real angry. Okay, they get real emotional. You have to be emotional to be angry, because anger is an emotion, but anger is also an impulse. It's an active emotion, because it's like when people are angry, they want to scream, shout, smash things. But some people, when they get really out of control, they cannot tame their beast. But you see, you have to have emotion in order to even have the energy to react to something. I'd say, you know, when you're not in love, because you just don't, like, okay, you don't have an emotional response to anything or anyone, because you don't have no care, you have no desire, you have no. Am I making sense here? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, because I just wanted to just talk about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, also follow me on TikTok. I'll be doing like daily messages on there. I've done up to who did I do up to today? I don't even remember. I think it was Taurus. The readings as well, they're not like, they don't have dates on them, so you can just watch either one. Like, I think I've got like 3 Libras, 3 Scorpios. I've got 3 of each. It's just that I think I stopped at Taurus today, but so you can watch any reading at any time, and where it's either going to resonate for you then or it's not. And I've got, you know, collective readings on there as well. So if you want something short, to the point, concise and frequent, go on my TikTok, join me on there. Okay, I will be doing the March readings very soon. I know I've still got water signs to do with how do they feel about you, but my phone was acting up, that's why I didn't do the rest, but I will. Okay, but anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I've made sense. I feel like I didn't make any sense, but you know, love doesn't fucking make sense, so who cares? Well, I do, but you know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts about I actually want to know if I've made sense to anyone. If you feel like I've made sense, let me know. And also, what is your opinion on what you feel like love is? What's love to you? I still don't really feel like I've explained what I feel like love is. My whole this whole video was just inspired based on that statement about love being an impulse. But I'm not explaining what I feel like being in love. That's a topic for a different day, okay? But yeah. Toodles.